and welcome to Education 385, History, Culture, and Society. I am so excited to have you this semester working with me in this wonderful course that I love to teach. My name's Andy Steck. Many of you know me already. If you don't, I'm going to be glad to meet you this semester. I'm going to take a little bit of time and walk you through the course using the learning management system of Ultra Blackboard. You may have used Classic, you may have used Ultra. If you've had me before, you used Ultra because I've used it over the last 2 semesters last year. I find it a little bit easier to navigate than Classic Blackboard, but maybe you'll have a different feeling about that. But if you have any challenges or difficulties in working in Blackboard in this course, please let me know and I will help you out. I'll be glad to. I want all of you to be successful this semester, and I'll do anything in my power to be able to keep you successful in working throughout the semester. It's an exciting semester because we have a fall break this year. We've never had a fall break. So after the first 8 weeks, we'll have a break like we would have a spring break, and then we will have the last 8 weeks. And so speaking about that, in the first folder, if you notice on this page, they're all folders. These are all major folders. And then the first one is the syllabus, the weekly schedule, and I've added a new document this year, which is some ULV staff to get to know, maybe people who can help you out, and you can take a look at that. And if you have questions, please let me know. I'm going to go over the syllabus briefly with you shortly after I have walked you through Blackboard, but I did want you to see that it is here. I would check the weekly schedule every week because it tells you the topics, it tells you the assignments and what's due. And it's a very a big help for you when it comes to organizing your time online, completing activities, and the major assignments. Now that I've said that, I'm going to mention a couple of things. The first thing is you have 9 days to complete a week. So what I will do is put the work up to be available to work on starting on a Friday evening at 11:59. You have Saturday, Sunday, you have the whole following week and another Saturday and Sunday to complete that week. I would try to get it done within the first few days, so you then will have a break before the next week starts, but that's up to you. And so if you'll notice, because I open them every Friday, that second weekend for the previous week's activities will be an overlap, and the new week will show up, but you still have time to finish the previous week. There will be a video every week that tells you, explains what you need to do for that week in regards to the activities for that week. And then I always send out an announcement, and in that announcement I tell you that the week will be available, or is available, and I also provide reminders to you to make sure you do complete the assignments, the major assignments. This is the first folder. The second one is the weekly learning modules. That's the one you're going to go to every single week to find the weekly activities to work on. Now you will see that this is my instructor mode, and although I'm working in all the weeks, you will only see week 1, and you'll see the weeks progress as you go on working on them. And if I clicked on this, it would show me all of the activities that you'd be working on. Since I have another video for you to do that, I won't explain it in this video to try to keep this one shorter. Now, you have weekly activities, and then you have some major assignments. Not every week a major assignment is due, but there are, I think, 5 maybe major assignments due this semester, and I will go over those briefly on the syllabus, but you can always check here and see which assignment it is, and it gives more detail and the Dropbox for that assignment so that you can post your work in that Dropbox. I will grade it. It populates 2 gradebook on Blackboard, and I also will provide you with feedback. And we'll talk a little bit more about the major assignments. We're going to be working with lesson plans several lesson plans, and we're going to be writing objectives, and I have a very specific way I want to write an objective, and you'll learn more about that as we go on. But here's the folder with the resources for that. I'm also very interested in social emotional cultural learning. It is a disposition and core value for Lefevre College of Education, and I firmly believe as teachers, if you teach the social emotional learning curriculum in your classrooms, students will be more successful in the academic curriculum, and you'll have less behavior problems in your classroom. There are some anti-racism resources here, and last but not least, there's information from Wilson Library. Our librarian, Shelley, is a wonderful librarian. She's devoted to the Lefevre College of Education. If you need any help with the library or with papers you're writing or anything at all, you can reach out to Shelley. You can make an appointment with her. She's really, really, really a wonderful person, and I think very, very knowledgeable, and has helped so many students. There is a video from Shelley in this folder. There's also the Educational Studies Handbook, and there is also more information about me if you'd like to know a little bit more about me as well. And that is the home page, basically the page you go to find any of the work you need to do. Again, this folder is the most important because this is the one you're going to click on every week to see what activities you need to complete during the week. I also wanted to take you through the syllabus, and I have already brought that up here. I've been looking at it myself, as you can see, but this is the fall syllabus, and the office hours will be Tuesday at 11 a.m. That will be virtual, and I'll send you out the Zoom link so you have that, and you can talk to me quickly. You can spend some time with me, whatever you'd like. On Wednesdays, I will be in my office in the Barclay building on campus. So if you're on campus, you're more than welcome to stop by and say hi or ask me questions. I love to show off my office anyway, so come by. I'm really proud of it. But so you can come by and take a look at that if you'd like to. Even though you're my online students, I'm always invite you to come visit with me and talk with me. I'm going to scroll through the syllabus. You're welcome then to go back and look it over and read more thoroughly. But there, I have posted the goals for the Lefevre College of Education. I've also posted the mission and the vision. And the mission of our college is we champion social equity for youth, adults, family, and communities by equipping and empowering scholarly, high-skilled practitioner education advocates and leaders. And I think what is so important are the dispositions that we have created at the college and our core values, which we try to embed in all of our classes. My focus has been on social emotional learning. You will see that every single week that I have an activity to develop our social emotional learning. And I think it's really, really important when we're working with our K-8 students. The required textbook is called Dynamic Social Studies. It was published in 2018. I think you'll enjoy the book, and it is a requirement. There will be work that you will need to do in using the textbook as your basis. If you find it used, you're more than welcome to. If you find a different edition, you will know that the page numbers will not match up with the assignments or the activities, and you may have some frustration there and confusion. This course focuses on the understanding the structure and concept of a multidisciplinary and social studies curriculum. Emphasis is given to the examination of a variety of methods and materials utilized in social studies instruction. This course satisfies the ULV service learning requirement, and that is really, really important, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. You're welcome to read the course objectives. You will see that these objectives have been embedded into all of the activities and the assignments. This is a brief description of each assignment. You're going to start off with what will seem like a very overwhelming assignment. It's called the annual pacing schedule. You're actually going to develop a schedule for the whole year of what you would teach in social studies. It's an outline. You're going to be including children's literature, some activities, the standards, and this is due the third week. So you'll need to want to think about starting to look at that in Blackboard. And you look under major assignments and you'll find the annual pacing schedule, and it will actually show you what you need to do for that assignment. Again, if you have questions on any of these assignments, don't hesitate to ask me. They're going to be looking at 2 books. We call them twin texts, but they're 2 books about a certain topic in social studies. One may be nonfiction, one may be fiction. They both could be nonfiction, they both could be fiction. But they're going to provide our students with a perspective that might be a little bit different from each book. You're going to be talking about which book you'd use first, which one you'd use second, what activity would you do with it, but this was due week 4. You're also going to go out and experience a culture. Now, you can do that physically if you feel safe and comfortable, and I want you to keep safe and feeling well in regards to completing a physical experience, but you're also welcome to learn about another culture virtually as well. And you can think about how you would go about doing that, and you can talk to me about that if you need to as well. But you're going to learn about another culture. As I said earlier, social studies it can be integrated into so many other subject areas. The reason we don't teach social studies as readily as we teach math or science or reading is because the state doesn't test that. So we always work on the subject areas that the state tests, so we make sure our kids can be successful in taking those tests. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is to look at how we integrate social studies into other subject areas, and you're going to write an integrated lesson plan using a social studies topic with another topic from another content area. It could be English language arts, it could be science, it could be math, whatever works for you, and you're going to be working on that as well. Earlier I said you're going to develop a whole plan for the whole year, which is kind of like an outline or like an umbrella for social studies, for what units of instruction you'll be teaching all year. You're going to pick one of those units, and you're going to write a little bit more about that unit in detail, and you're going to create 3 lesson plans that are consecutive or that are sequential for your unit plan. This class satisfies the ULV requirement for community service. Now, most students are not in a major where they offer this community service as part of a class. Because we do in educational studies, you don't have to take the 1-hour community service course that many other students have to take. We have embedded it in this course, and so if you complete your community service in this course, you do not need to take the 1-hour additional credit that you would have to do if you didn't take this course. Again, here's a brief description. There's more information about it. It's 20 hours of service. It can be virtual if you are hesitant in going out to do something physically. And if you do decide to go out, or you're volunteering now in a community service project, physically, just make sure you're safe and that you follow all of the procedures and the protocols to keep yourself safe. Now, I'll be talking a little bit more about this, and my expectation is that you will find an organization, or maybe it is maybe it's the neighbor, or maybe it's a relative that you're helping out. Whatever you can do to actually meet this requirement, and what you'll be doing is writing a reflective journal about your experience, and that information's here. It's more detailed in your Blackboard under the major assignments. If you check there, there's also 3 bullet points that have to be addressed as well, and that's part of the requirement. Another major assignment is to look into some technology that will help you teach social studies. There's so many apps and so many websites and so many just different technological approaches to teaching social studies, and you're going to come up, and the sky's the limit. It sounds vague, but you're going to create a technology investigation, technology that would help you teach social studies. Last but not least is your final exam. That is an e-portfolio. You're going to actually put all of your major assignments. You're going to write reflections, brief reflections for each of those, and you're also going to have a page of resources that a social studies teacher might have. It may be something you've pulled off of Blackboard. It may be something you've already collected, and you're going to put that all together with a screencast, and the screencast is going to be explaining your e-portfolio to me, and not really in navigation, but in regards to 3 questions. The 3 questions you're going to answer in your screencast are: which was your most challenging assignment or activity in this class? Which might be your most favorite, or the one that you really enjoyed completing? And which one best represents you as a classroom teacher? Which of these assignments that you completed best represents you? Those are the 3 questions you're actually going to answer in your screencast, which is less than 2 minutes. Here are the point system here. If you can see that through my stars there, this is the conversion. Once you know the total points for the class, and you know your points, you will then divide your total points by the total points of the class. You'll come up with a percentage, and then you'll convert that to a letter grade. This is the university diversity statement. I think it's something that is very important. It probably should be at the very top of my syllabus, but I did want to include that. I'm also including a Title IX statement, which we're obligated to do. It is in case you have experienced interpersonal violence, sexual assault, sexual harassment, dating or domestic violence, or stalking, any of those. You can click on this form and fill that out. You can click on the, or you can go to the university's Title IX manager, will help support you. Here is the email and the phone number. Also, if you feel that you've had an incident of social injustice or discrimination, you can fill out the social justice form, and there will be staff members at our university who will contact you. It's all anonymous, but you can get the help you need. If you have an accessibility issue, or you have a disability that you need to have formal services, you need to then check out our accessibility services department. And if you click on here, this gives you more information as well. And if you need any help, please let me help you as well, because I want you to be have the accommodations you need to be successful. These are some university policies with academic honesty, plagiarism, the attendance policy, my attendance policy. We have an online attendance policy, and for late work as well. I've been pretty flexible in late work, but you need to work with me in regards to that if you do have to turn in assignments late or weekly activities. That's the syllabus, and that's the video. I'm kind of scrolling through this quickly to get back to the top. I'm sorry if you're like, whoa, what's he doing? But anyways, if you have questions about anything at all, please don't hesitate to ask me. I'm very happy to respond to you. I try to respond quickly. It'll be within sometimes minutes. It depends, maybe an hour. It could be a day, but usually I try to respond to you in the same day. I'm hoping you enjoy this course. I look forward to working with you, and I'll see you online.